YouTube, how the heck we doing today, guys? It is Tuesday, and you guys know what that means. Tier List Tuesday, baby. Let's go. Alright, you guys, so anyone that hasn't been to a Tier List Tuesday video before, today we're going to be breaking down about 30-ish guns for the meta right now, because usually we'll do like SMGs or ARs, but this week we're just going to do the meta in general, because there's so many people that come into my Twitch streams or YouTube streams and ask just, what's the meta? What do I need to be using to be at the top performance in this game currently? It's not the same for everyone, and so when I'm breaking down these guns today, I will tell you what playstyle these work for and all that good stuff, but for the most part, S through D, a D tier weapon today, guys, is going to be a very good weapon still. It's just not going to be tippity top. So it's very viable still. But let's jump on into this, guys. If you guys haven't been here before, make sure you guys do drop a like on the video. Make sure you guys subscribe so you guys can get back for next week's Tier List Tuesday or anything else I post on the channel. I post about 6 videos a week. And then comment below what gun did I miss here today, because I'm not going to get them all. There's so many weapons in this game right now, and I'm going to try not to forgetting, because I forgot the CX9 on the SMG one last week, and I have heard about 80 comments on it. I remember to put it in the pinned comment, so if there is something I do miss, always check the pinned comments below. I will always try to update something there if possible, if I do miss anything obvious. So let's jump into it. All right, you guys, so basically what we're going to be doing today, guys, is going through ARs, SMGs, LMGs. You can kind of see he has them colored out here for the most part. There's just going to be the new guns at the end. You can see here on my page, I have them cut out over here, so I'll make it look all pretty at the end for you guys. But with the CX9, Tech 9, and the EMT2, which is hiding right here, I'll throw them on there at the end for you guys so we get every gun here. But stick around for the end, guys. It's going to be good. We'll kind of fly through this as fast as possible because there's a lot of guns to talk about today. So right now, the CR56 AMAX, I think that's probably like, for an AR right now, I'd probably throw it in like an A tier. Yes, it's been nerfed a bunch of times, but the time to kill is still very, very competitive if you're hitting headshots. If you guys sneak a headshot in, it is a top 5 time to kill AR in the game right now, so it definitely sits in an A. You do have to get used to the recoil, though, because they really have made it a little bit janky at the end of the day, because there is some really easy weapons in the game right now. So higher skill cap gun for more aggressive players. If you can make it work, you can make it work, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this jump into the top of the meta if they do any more changes to time to kills on some of these guns. The QBZ-83, it's an interesting gun right now. jgod's trying to tell people that it's meta, but I'm going to put it at B tier. It just doesn't feel good at range. It never has, and until it feels good at range for me, I don't think I can give it a higher rating than a B. It's really good at medium range, though. Like, if it's a rating medium range weapons, it's probably like close to an S tier. Like, it feels really good at that, and even short range, it feels good. If you take off a scope and make it like a short range build, feels pretty solid, but it's kind of, they've tried to make it like a movement speed AR, and then like it doesn't kill fast enough, so you can't really, I don't know. They're doing some funky stuff with the QBZ. The Krig 6 right now, it just got another nerf, and I think it's still S tier. So it's got nerf back-to-back patches, but they're like very small nerfs, very like you can't really even change or like tell the difference. So I think it's good still. It's definitely that S tier AR because there's literally 0 recoil, and the time to kill has been hit on it, but with this gun, it just has such good range and good multipliers. So I wouldn't put it in S tier unless you have really good aim. If you have really good aim, you can still make this gun an S tier weapon, but for a lot of people, it might fall into A tier. So I'm gonna probably put it at S tier for high aim gods. Like, if you can hit your shots, that's gonna be your S tier still. The XM4 is gonna fall in that same place as the CR56 AMAX. I don't know why I keep saying the CR56. It's the AMAX. But the XM4, guys, it's kind of in that same situation where the recoil is controllable, but a little bit more than these other guns, but the time to kills are really very good on them, so definitely viable, but you do need to be able to control your recoil to make this efficient. Sneaking a couple headshots absolutely beams people. C58 got a big old nerf, but it feels exactly the same because the gun was so overtuned. So I think it's in a healthier spot now, but I do think it's still near the top of S tier. So feels good. Definitely keep going with it, guys. It's definitely solid. The Farah 83. Dun, da, da, da. I think it's going to fall into S tier. So with these Krig and C58 nerfs, this Farah is that gun that's very easy to use for literally anyone. It has terrible multipliers because they killed them when it was short range far when it first came out, and they never gave back any multipliers to them, but if you shoot them basically anywhere on the body, it does good damage. So hit them anywhere, you can kind of get away with it. It's definitely the easiest one to use on here compared to any of the other weapons I'd say right now. You're gonna get, it's just like super consistent. So that's why it falls in the S tier for me. AK-47, I honestly think this is S tier right now for Black Ops Cold War. The Modern Warfare one sucks. This one you can use as a short range. It's my favorite sniper support in the game right now. Honestly, this is probably the best AR in the game right now, just for its utility. You can use it, like I was saying, you can use it as an SMG, you can use it as a sniper support, you can use it as a long-range AR. I have all kinds of builds for these guns, guys. I'm going to put the link below to all my loadouts, so just click on that. It's going to bring you up a big old template of like a Excel sheet. I think it's Google Sheets, actually, and it'll have every single attachment for every gun that I run. I currently update it as much as possible. There hasn't been a lot of attachment changes lately, so that's been kind of nice on me, but the AK-47 is one of my favorite guns in the whole game right now. And if you sneak a headshot in, don't even. Like, it just freaking beats you up. Like, literally cinder blocks the head when you hit that AK up close. Fastest time to kill in the game, by the way, if you hit headshots. MP5 from Black Ops Cold War. I'm going to probably stick this bad boy in an A tier. It really does damage like a B tier weapon right now, but with the movement that it gives, it's very good. Very, very good. Would recommend it to a friend all day, every day. Easy to use, good movement, can't go wrong. MP7. I was using this gun all night tonight. It feels so good. I want to put it in S tier. I want to put it in S tier, but I know I'm going to get crap. I'm going to put it in S tier. Screw anyone that thinks otherwise. The MP7 right now feels so good. It has a very good time to kill, very competitive time to kill, top 5. 0 recoil, good range, 60 round mag, literally friendly to everyone in the game. Use this weapon. I don't know why people aren't. It's gone with the big changes in Season 4 Reloaded. MP7 did not get touched, and it feels phenomenal right now. Modern Warfare MP5 just got nerfed. It's going to go in the same spot as this one, though. Up close and personal is basically how this gun's been used for about a year now, because it's got nerfed way back in the day, but on its range. But for now, I think you just can't go wrong with it up close. It's just so easy with the hipfire build. Mac 10 is S tier 100% from me. I think it's the best overall SMG. It's got good range. It's got very minimal recoil. It's got really fast time to kill up close. It's got a decent hipfire. Great movement, both strafing and movement speed. Best overall SMG, if you ask me, for most people. But the OTS 9, in my opinion, is the best SMG in the game right now, but you have to have precision and great aim. It's the highest skill cap of them all because it has a 40-round mag, which you fly through, but the reload time is basically instant with the fast mag. Time to kill, fastest in the game from 0 to 10 meters. The Mac 10, I think, beats it out if you're using it more in short to medium range situations, but if you're up close and personal, good luck. AK-74U, starting to get a little bit of love. Got some changes, but I think I'm going to put it at B tier for now. A lot of people are trying to push this gun on me like it's an S tier weapon. The reason I will say, like, this is the first gun on here, I will say, it is a controller weapon. Like, I use controller, I use mouse and keyboard. I play both. I play more mouse and keyboard than controller. Controller feels amazing with the AK-74U. Feels horrible on mouse. So, if you're a controller player, you might love this gun. You might want to give it a go to try to see if it's your main SMG. If not, if you play on a mouse and keyboard, don't even think about touching it. It feels horrible. The Milano has gotten so many nerfs recently. I don't think it's D tier in this because it's still like as like a sniper support, you can kind of get away with it, and an SMG it's still okay, but it's got nerfed a bunch. It was one of those guns that just kind of got abused and using it as like a AR, like the 3x AR Milano, and once you do that, it shows that it's like really broken, and unfortunately it kind of ruined it as an SMG because it was a really fun SMG and they really took it down quickly, but it is what it is. The PP-19 Bison. A lot of people are going to be like, why are you putting that on your meta list? It's the most slept on gun in the game right now. Low-key. Like, it is very, very good. And nobody's really talking about it, but I'm probably going to throw it in at B tier. I think it's about that same. It does exactly what the AK-74U does. Good ADS. Wow. ADS speed. I don't know what just happened there. Good ADS speed. Good range on it. Only thing that Bison does have is a little funky SMG fire rate. Like, all the SMGs are pretty consistent, but the Bison is a little funky. So following that one up, I might as well throw the Bullfrog on here. I think the Bullfrog's a little bit better than the Now they're about the same. I'd probably put it at B tier in a meta right now. Because if you're not hitting headshots with the bullfrog, you're not hitting. Like, you're not getting kills. Like, you have to hit headshots. If you can hit headshots and you're precision aim with it, it might be S tier for you. Because the multipliers are nice. And people die, like, instantly with it. But for the time being, I think I got to leave it at B tier. The PPSH 41. This gun right here is S tier. S tier, baby. So with the S tier, I'm going to throw in there that it has great movement speed. I have a build that I use a micro reflex on it, which is so different than any other SMG. I've always been against sights on SMGs, but trust me, try it and let me know in the comments what you think about it, because it feels so freaking good. I was talking about it in my SMG tier list last week, and it's one of the best, one of the fastest. Well, it's like right in the middle on time to kill, but it's got great bullet velocity, good range. Like, you can really do everything with this gun, and the hip fire is very easy. It's like, in my opinion, it's like the MP5 from Modern Warfare with the hip fire build that you can build on this thing without even trying to build it. So it's very, very solid, guys. Definitely give it a go. So we made it through SMGs here. As you can see, we're kind of top heavy right now, because those are like your main weapons. Like, at the end of the day, we're going to see, as we go down this list, we're going to see a little bit more downward spin. We got about 10 more guns to go through. The Bruin. First LMG. I'm probably going to put it at A tier for me personally. It has one of the fastest time to kills in the game and is a very solid right now, but I will always take off movement on it. The movement is just too much to get over for me. I hate running LMGs. It just doesn't get it done for me. Just feel clunky. MG82, I'm going to put it at B tier. I think it has the fastest time to kill in the game still right now, but if you're not mounted with this gun, it is difficult to use. It definitely has the best feel of any of the LMGs, but the recoil on it's kind of nuts if you're not on a mount. Like, you have to play for the mount, and at the end of the day, it's just going to knock it down a little bit. The Stoner 63, I think this is another one that kind of falls in that Bruin territory. Not exactly like it's not like the PKM, which we'll get to in a second, where it has no recoil. Both these guns have a little bit of recoil on them, but the time to kill on it is nutty. But what's funny about that is the PKM has more recoil, or less recoil, and a faster time to kill than both of these right now. Actually, I think the Bruin might nudge it barely, but it's really competitive with both of these on time to kill, but there's actually no recoil on it. It's the only one I would recommend, like, running on a daily basis for me, but I just, like I said, I'm not a huge LMG lover. I'm not going to give it a ton of love. That Finn Adverse, I'm going to put down at C tier. It has the fastest time to kill in the game, but I would say this is a mouse and keyboard gun. You have to be able to seriously just pull down on your aims, and you can absolutely beam people. It's fastest time to kill in the entire game. I'm pretty sure that and the MG82 are like neck and neck, I know, but I don't know, man. I want to love it, but it's just too much recoil for most people. I can control my recoil pretty well, and it's still like a little iffy. So, going into sniper rifles. You have sniper rifles and marksman rifles going back to back here. Swiss K31 is definitely the best sniper in the game right now. 150%. Well, I lie. It's actually right there. I'm just going to throw both of these up here. Swiss and the Kar 98K. Most people I recommend the Swiss for, because it does way more damage to the chest. But the Kar 98K doesn't have flinch on it. So if you can hit headshots consistently, Kar 98K is going to be better. So I almost jumped a little too fast there. I prefer the Kar 98K, but for 99% of people, I will recommend the K-Swiss. That's what I like to call it, the K-Swiss, baby. Just because there's no, like, the damage to the chest is just, like, it's like 2 times more than the Kar 98K. So if you're not hitting headshots, much better for you. HDR, I'm going to put at D tier. I just do not love this weapon. People always tell me to use it, but I personally think the ZRG is just a better version of it. I don't love either of them. They're both a little too clunky for me, but the ZRG is a little less clunky. Same amount of bullet drop, basically. You basically just, on both of these guns, just click head. Click head. Aim at head. And you're good. There's like no bullet drop on them. Great bullet velocity. Cannot go wrong. And then, I actually think the SPR 208 is A tier. It's basically the ZRG, but better. It just feels a little less clunky. It basically feels like the Kar 98K, but just barely heavier. So I'm gonna give it an A tier. It's definitely more consistent at long range than the Kar 98K, but I've used the Kar 98K for so long that I hit more shots with that than this. Makes no sense, but it is what it is. Street Sweeper right now, guys, is an issue or a problem, as Tyler One would say. It got nerfed, but it's still super strong. The 16-round mag on it's just not fair. So if you're in a building with someone with a Street Sweeper, good luck. The Gallo SA12, I'm putting at S tier. I know I'm a little heavy on the S tiers right now, guys, but this is basically in a tier list where I'm just saying these are the best guns right now. Like, you want to pick from these and go down. So really, really good right now. It has a terrible reload, but at the end of the day, I think the damage it does, like in the full clip that you get, the 12-round tube, or I think it's 12 rounds, I believe, you can kill like in literally an entire team. If you put 3 bullets in each people, they're gonna all die. So it gets the job done. Jack 12 here, I think I gotta put it right there at the Gallo. I think shotguns are broken right now, guys. That's why you're seeing I'm so high on the list. Obviously, I would probably say if you're not great with aiming and you're not on a controller, like you're a mouse and keyboard player, grab these shotguns instead of an SMG, man. Like, yes, the Jack 12 is a little clunky, and same with the Gallo, but man, if you're in a building against these, you're just not going to beat them with an SMG right now. They didn't get touched at all. I'm expecting a nerf at some point because you're seeing in competitive custom games, they're just dominating with shotguns right now, but who knows? And that is it, guys, and that is all the meta weapons. Aha! You guys thought I was going to forget, because I totally did forget, but guys, we have the CX9, the Tech 9, and the EM2, which are very solid weapons right now. The EM2, in my opinion, is the best AR in the game. Like, I'm just going to cover S tier with it. Like, it's so freaking good right now. CX9, it has a good spot in the game. I think it's more of like a sniper support slash like, it's like the MP7, but not as good as the MP7 right now. So I think it's more of like a probably B tier weapon right now. I could probably make these smaller and make this fit in a little bit better for you guys, just for someone's sanity out there in their OCD, aka mine. But Tech 9, last but not least here. This is an interesting weapon. If it had a little bit more ammo, it'd be S tier because the time to kill on it's nutty, but I think I'm going to throw it in at A tier right now. I think it's just missing that ammo, but if you have that ammo, it would be literally untouchable. So I didn't forget those, guys. Go to the ending. I only had one go down to D tier, and that's just because I have a bone to pick with the HDR. I don't love that gun. It's always had way too much hype for me. But right now, guys, if you were building out a loadout, I would take straight from this S tier list and just throw your favorite guns together. Like, you can do any of these. Like, you can take the Kar 98K and throw an AK together. You can throw a Krig on here with an OTS. You can throw a C58 with the Jack 12. Like, there's so many good loadouts that you can put between these weapons here. And you're going to say, oh, there's like 12 weapons here out of the 30 list. Like, half of them almost made it on here. Well, there's a lot of strong weapons right now. The meta right now is like this. Like, this is the best weapon. This is the second best weapon. All these weapons all the way down to D tier are very, very solid right now. You really can't go wrong with them. So that's going to be Tier List Tuesday, guys. Like I said earlier, make sure you drop a like if you guys did enjoy this. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here. I love meeting new people. I reply to every single comment. So if you guys have any questions or anything like that, make sure to leave a comment below. And then I'll catch you guys next time. Appreciate y'all. Peace.